Okay guys, in this video, not only I'm going to show you the 100x trade that anybody can implement with ease, shorting crypto, and in particular, I'm going to give you one ticker symbol in crypto that is trading right now at about 180, that could be going down to as low as 5. So with that said, I'm going to explain in simple terms how is that the crypto markets are so poisoned to where the collapse that we have seen so far in crypto market is nothing compared to what's coming. So I want you to focus on a few charts I'm about to show you. The first chart here is CRCL, which is Circle. Circle is the company in charge of issuing stable coins. Particular stable coin they issue is USDC. Now, let's refresh the not so distant past. If you were trading with me, you know, we shorted this right at 299 Circle, okay? And ever since, we've been bearish on Circle. Every bounce was a beautiful shorting opportunity. Now, notice we were shorting it in June, July, August, September. And the recent short was just ahead of the earnings report. So what used to be $300 is now trading. Actually, it was trading briefly under 80. Closed Friday at 81.89. This is arguably the biggest poison in the crypto market, in the sense that this company is issuing, it's basically got a ticket to print money, USDC. Okay, the way it works, I've got this little drawing here for you. So basically, it works beautiful for the problem of the United States bond market, which is absolute garbage. But the way CRCL is printing USDC supposedly is by buying US government bonds. And it creates, like if we look at chart at the bond, let's go look at TLT. As you can see, TLT recently has been going up. Okay, you can see all these times, September, October, August, September, October, all of these months TLT is actually moving up. Guess what else is happening? Well, Circle, CRCL, is actually buying United States government debt, okay, to the tune of billions and billions of dollars. So let me just tell you, like, we don't have the actual data for the last month or month and a half, but until September, okay, in the few months prior to this, Circle has issued almost 50 billion worth of this garbage. Billion with a B, okay? And that 50 billion went into creation of USDC. So now you have the stable coin. Well, a stable coin is not just sitting there. It's going into purchases of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and all the other altcoins out there. Okay, so you got 50 billion. Potentially that number could be as high as $100 billion that literally was going into crypto when? It was going into crypto between, let's pull up the chart of Bitcoin here, BTC USD. It was literally going in crypto August when Circle was issuing a shitload of stablecoin. September, October. Those are the months, like all of these times when Bitcoin has actually made an effort to break out above 125, 126 area. These were the months where the largest amount of stable coin was created into fucking existence ever in the shortest amount of time. So what I'm saying is, based on this chart that I'm showing you right here, this created artificial demand for US government bonds. So the easiest trade anybody can take now is just short United States government bonds because they're shit. Okay. Now, what has happened is an insane amount of liquidity was injected in BTC, Ethereum, Solana, etc. And yet, I'm bringing these up because they're the better coins, right? And despite of that, they failed to rocket higher. The question is, okay, how on earth do people fucking expect this shit to move up higher when it could not break out above the key level on the biggest fucking injection now of liquidity in the shortest amount of time? So the probability of it doing now is fucking nothing. So all of these, like, guys, you know, if you trade with me or another coach here at 13 Market Moves, we told you to do what? Anytime Bitcoin got to 120, 125, short. And guys, now the market is in dire circumstance. Not because, like, okay, sure, we had a bunch of traders made some good money on these last couple of drops this week from 107 to 94. Okay, and I hope it bounces a little bit to where we can get another good entry before it drops. Now, let me tell you how dire the situation is. So the purchases of United States government bonds by Circle are going to slow down now. Okay, because of what? Well, look at the fucking where the price is. Pretty soon, Circle is going to be trading down back to 40 where it went public. So let's go look back at this chart. So the lower this price goes, the less government bonds these fuckers can buy. Okay, so there's not going to be an injection of more liquidity going into crypto space as the ones we've seen in the months of August, September, October. Now, never mind the fact that MSTR, which was also, guys, if you follow the channel, you know, that's been our short for the last fucking 18 months. We've shorted every bounce on this son of a gun. And basically, look at what's happening. Not only was Circle buying up all the crypto stuff, but MSTR, Michael Saylor, has been borrowing billions of dollars and putting into crypto space as well. So there's been many other companies following Michael Saylor's strategy, you know, to basically borrow money, whether it's through issuing of preferred shares, for whether it's issuing corporate bonds, whether it's basically some sort of borrowing money. And what I'm saying is, MSTR, Michael Saylor, they put billions of dollars into crypto in the last few months. Circle put billions of money in crypto in the last few months. There's other companies that are following MSTR strategy. They put billions of fucking dollars. And guess what? Now, their ability, as the prices of their stocks are dropping, their ability to borrow more money or issue more shares is not only damaging, but it really puts all these companies in a big bind, which the only asset they have, because you got to remember, like, these companies that literally abandoned they were in business before doing something. All of a sudden they said, hey, forget about the business that we've been in, let's say, for 20 years, like MSTR. We're just going to buy Bitcoin. We don't need to do nothing else. We don't need to create or be productive member of society anymore. We're just going to buy Bitcoin and forget about our core business model. And so there's hundreds of companies now that have followed this method because their business models were not working, which seemed like a good solution. And they borrowed their fucking minds and soul and they pawned soul to the devil just to buy this Bitcoin. Now the problem is they were buying Bitcoin. Majority of them were buying Bitcoin. Let's go back to the BTC chart. They were buying Bitcoin at these levels, between the levels of, you know, let's say 90K and 120K. And a lot of buying was between 115 and 120 in the expectation that, of course, it's going to go to the moon, to 200,000, 500,000, a million, and so on. So I would say now the Bitcoin chart is in more danger than ever before because you have hundreds of corporate borrowers that are now going to be forced to unload it. And I know, like, most people will defend Saylor. And, you got to give it to the guy for his ideology. But what I'm saying, when creditors knock on your door, okay, it doesn't matter what Saylor's going to say. They're going to put a gun to his head and they're going to make him sell fucking Bitcoin. And the probability of that happening is now accelerating with each day. So MSTR at 199 is not a good fucking thing for Saylor because, you know, he he literally, like over the course of all this time, he's been issuing additional shares, basically diluting the shares, diluting the shit out of his company's shares. He created a lot of instruments for preferred shares like Strife. He created a bunch of garbage instruments, guys. Called them preferred shares just to borrow money. And now he's got to pay 10-15% to the preferred shareholders on that stuff. And guess what? That money is going to have to come from somewhere, because we're not talking about this guy paying like, $50 million in interest. We're talking about fucking hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars that are about to be due on these preferred shares. So there's no way he's going to be able to make the payments. This money is going to have to come from the sale of Bitcoin. So it doesn't matter how many times he's going to say, oh, I'm not selling Bitcoin, I'm not going to do it, I'll never fucking sell it. He's about to fucking sell it, okay? He may not even realize it himself. But, I mean, before you know, MSTR is going to be breaking 100. It's still at 200 now. I'm not saying this garbage stock cannot bounce to 210, 220. But, I mean, this is going to go down in the history as Enron, 2020s. I mean, 2000. Probably this is going to go down in history as Enron of 2026. Because, I mean, the math on this just doesn't fucking work. And I've been saying it for a year, and people just, ignored it. Some guys that didn't, we made some good money. Of course, on like the last bounce, we lost some money, but we made plenty more, like shorting every bounce since. So, the reason I'm explaining all this is the pattern in Circle and MSTR are identical. And I can bring up a lot more examples, okay? So look at the pattern of MSTR here: bounce, drop, bounce, drop, bounce, drop, bounce, drop, bounce, drop, bounce, drop. That pattern is going to continue. It's not a bullish pattern by no means. Now, when it's here, it's very difficult for people to understand it, but none the case, I mean, you should understand it that this was the fucking top. And if you go back and refer to the videos, the podcasts I posted here on the 13 Market Moves YouTube channel, you guys will know that, this was, I mean, the videos were posted at the fucking top, and they were posted on all of these fucking bounces. And I've been staying true to the strategy of shorting MSTR while the rest of the world was going fucking crazy bullish. Okay, so the point is the downward spiral, that when you get to this point, people are going to say it's the bottom. There's no way it can drop more. And my argument is it's going to drop more and faster. And Circle has the same pattern. Now, we've been talking about Circle and MSTR for the majority part so far, is because they have been the biggest buyer or injector of liquidity into the crypto market. Now, let's go back to this for a moment. Not only that's going to go away, but as it turns out, what they have done is they, like in particular Circle, they have literally now injected and poisoned the crypto market by literally injecting US government bonds into the crypto space. Now, the whole idea when crypto was invented and created in 2008, okay, was so we wouldn't have a currency tied up in any sort of shape to the United States government. And that's the opposite that's happening. So now you have good stuff like Bitcoin, okay, is actually partially propped up, okay, by the purchases of US government bonds through the stablecoin utilization. So what does that make Bitcoin? It's not real Bitcoin anymore. It's garbage coin, okay? It has been poisoned because if you look back in, for example, 2017, okay? Bitcoin chart looked like this, okay? And it hits 20K right here. And then it begins selling out. By the way, that was one of the first videos I've ever made when Bitcoin was at 20K. I said it's going to 3,000 in, 12 months. And so 11 months later, it's here at 3,000. Now, majority of the people were saying, no, it's going to go, when it was here, clearly everybody thought it was going, to 50,000 at the time, whatever. So my point is, when this happened in 2017, just a quick dive in history to help you understand things just a little bit better, okay? When this pump happened, there was not institutional investors that put billions of dollars into Bitcoin. Like, there was no MSTR, there was no Circle stablecoin at that moment. Okay, so it's basically primarily driven by 99% by individual investors that push this from nothing to 20K. Now the situation is much worse because we can replace all this stuff with current conditions, which, okay, let's call Bitcoin 100K here, and now we're in 2025 November, which, by the way, the reason people can't believe that shit can drop a lot lower is because they think, well, anytime you study the history, the seasonality of crypto and Bitcoin, the best months for them are October and November and partially December. So you would naturally think that people that have not given up on their loans yet are thinking, well, the bull run is about to kick in. We're looking at everything. The bull run is nowhere in sight. The bull run is over and over, times fucking over. So what I'm drawing here is comparing the 2017 to 2025 is now you have massive amount of borrowed funds that have pushed the price now 100K to 125K. I'm using 100K, but just understand a lot of people have been accumulating billions of their positions between 100K and 125K in the expectation of the next big leg higher to like 200. Okay, that's what's been happening. And so now is we're going lower and these people have to pay off some of their debts. Okay, there's going to be a breaking point, okay, at which these collaterals are going to have to be called. Okay, and MSTR may be the last one to throw the flag, or it could be one of the first few ones to begin selling Bitcoin in massive amounts. And I can even tell you right now, I'm going to go to their website. I'm going to show you exactly the moment when that is actually going to take place. But basically understand that anybody's accumulating Bitcoin in billions between 100K and 125K, they're fucking getting worried right now. And because of the aspects I explained to you earlier about the liquidity, how Circle is not going to be issuing as much as they have issued. MSTR is not going to be buying as much as they've been buying. As a matter of fact, they're going to be doing exactly the opposite. They're going to be selling. There's going to be a breaking point in the market where 2025 crash is going to be way worse than the crash of 2017, because now you have billionaires of fucking investors that are going to unload their shit. And they're going to unload their shit in a big fucking way to where, guys, this is going to be the biggest falling fucking knife you have ever seen. It's going to look like this, okay? It's going to look like this. It's going to be really fucking bad. And most of the people, they think, no, there's no way this can happen. I'm telling you, Bitcoin 35K, all right, is where potentially, we can get to this year in 2025. And now most of you are thinking, well, there's no way this shit is going to happen, bro. Now you're just fucking talking crazy shit, Leo. But I'm not talking crazy shit. I just explained to you why. Now, I'm not saying we're going to get a sharp drop to 35K and from 100. And we may stay at 35K for a day or two and we can bounce. We can stay there for 2 minutes and we can bounce. But what I'm saying, there's a massive wave of selling that's about to take place. And I'm going to show you here. All right, so now we're on a strategy.com website, which is MSTR, right? So this is all this garbage product that they created, STRD, STRK, STRC, STRF. Like, who needs all this garbage? Just buy Bitcoin. Why do you need MSTR and all this crap? Okay, you want to make money on Bitcoin, you think it's going to go up, just fucking buy Bitcoin. Why do you need all this fucking stupid shit? So the point is simple, okay? Look at where the biggest purchases have been. Okay, July, 21,000 BTC. At what's the average price? 117 is what they've been paying. 4,000 at 110. Look at all these prices he's been paying, right? 111, 105, 106, 7,000 at 103, 4,000 at 106, 117, 113, 123. Okay? Like, the point is, all of these have been bought above 100K. And the other companies were just following what fucking MSTR was doing. So if anybody, okay, MSTR has been doing it for years, but anybody that just got into this, Bitcoin treasury game or Ethereum treasury game, they've been accumulating the shit at these elevated prices. So now that we're going way under 100K, and chances are, okay, look, I promise you I was going to show you the value of Bitcoin at which everything fucking breaks, and then we can just get one big fucking red candle from 74 to 35K, and that's basically the average cost of MSTR, and guys, this is the danger zone. Okay, 74K is the fucking danger. Okay, to reference this price point on a Bitcoin chart, we're basically going to April lows, right? April lows were about 74, 75K, and that would be the breaking point for the entire crypto market universe, okay? Because just think of it this way. MSTR has been buying Bitcoin since 2019, 2020. So they've been buying it as low as 16K. But they've also been buying it as high as 123K. The average cost is 74K. And if we just rewind it, so if they just, let's say, didn't buy it for 5 years and they just came in and said, hey, let's just buy the April low, okay, it would be the same, So it's basically what I'm saying, how unproductive this is and how wild shit is about to get. Because, guys, I'm telling you, this is a grand move 11 within a whole context of things. And we're going to 74K for sure. The question is, what happens when we get to 74K? So, as you can see, based on the crosses here, I mean, we're not going to get into like details of the chart and, other things. I just want you to understand that Bitcoin is going to hit 74K. That's 100% probability. Whether it's going to go to 35K this year in 2025 is going to depend how bad that sell-off is actually going to get when we go to 74K. And as you can see, that's still, 25-30% drop from current levels. And I'm not saying we're going to drop directly from this level. I'm telling you that, sure, we can bounce back to 100K before we're going to go to 74K. Now, you've also heard me say on multiple podcasts that, hey, there's going to be a day where Bitcoin is going to drop by a magnitude of 25,000 points. Well, that day, guys, it already happened. So I just don't have the time to make a video every day about shit that happens. I just happen to have, it's a Saturday today, I happen to have a couple extra hours, so I'm recording a couple of videos for you guys. I'm going to record a separate podcast on the state of the market in just a moment after I'm done with this video. But the point is, like, you're missing some big trading opportunities. And what seems to be the bottom, like if you look at a Bitcoin chart, let's just change the time frame, right? This is a 1 year time frame, but let's look at it in 3 months time frame. It doesn't look so bad is my point. Yeah, sure, it's clear to everyone now that this was the top and now we're in a bear trend, but like most of the people still argue, no, it's going to hold 100K, it's going to bounce, or there's a shitload of people that are hoping for that. And, as we continue lower, there's going to be more and more sellers. The interesting point here is this. I want to switch the bars to the candles, or actually go to candle volume so you have a little better visual of this. When you switch to candle volume, you're able to get a better visual in a sense that the candles are matched with the size of the volume that's happening that day. And as you can see, the biggest volume is corresponding to these days of these candles. And in retrospect, even though the biggest buying in crypto history has been happening between August, September, October 2025 in the expectation of a breakout higher, we're not seeing any crazy red candles. What we're seeing is we're not seeing any crazy green candles. What we're seeing is the opposite. So the amount of sellers is overwhelming the amount of buyers, but this is just the beginning. So we're talking about this type of situation. I mean, this is going to be 74K right here. This is your point where we hit 74K. And if that level does not hold, then you're going to get a flush all the way down to 35K. That's it. And I would say the probability of this actually happening is above 80%, which means in the next 45 days, okay, I'm recording this on November 15th, 2025. So this could happen in as little, now notice I'm saying as little as 45 days. Now it could take as long as 120 days. Okay, it just depends the number of bounces, but there's going to be a moment in the next 45 days to 120 days where we're going to be witnessing this happening. Okay, as the liquidity is drying out in the markets, it's going to be very difficult to lend money, whether it's preferred stock or diluting shares or so all this buying power that could have, I should say, potentially moved Bitcoin above the 125, 126 level higher, it failed. And now you look, what you think this looks bad, you have not seen. Literally, I mean, this is just the beginning. So you've seen the beginning of it up to this point, but what's about to happen is absolute fucking, it's going to be wild. So after all these lengthy explanations, hopefully you understand the picture. Hopefully you understand that crypto market is not the same because it's poisoned by US government bonds. Crypto market is not the same because it's the same corporate holders that be moving the price on the way higher that are now going to be dumping it. You see what I'm saying? Let's go look at a 2-year time frame. Hey guys, it's the same people that have been buying this. All right. From here to here. They're the same people that are going to be dumping it. The only problem is they're going to be dumping it all at the same time. And that is the point that we have never had in Bitcoin history. Because prior to that, let's say the example I gave you on a 2017 20K top, it was mainly, retail investors. Nobody holding, the crazy amount of Bitcoin like you have the corporate holders. They're going to be forced to dump it. So this is going to be the biggest drop in Bitcoin history. This is going to be the sharpest drop. This is going to be fucking wild money-making opportunity for short sellers. So with that said, I want to talk to you about how to make money on this, okay? Naturally, I mean, if you're set up to trade Bitcoin puts, Ethereum puts, and so on, great, you already know what to do. If you're trading with a coach here at 30 Market Moves, you've already been making fucking money shorting this triple top on Bitcoin. You've already shorted Ethereum at $4,960 with your coach. You've already done all that, okay? So you're up nicely. But I'm going to talk about a little known trade right now, which I promised you in the beginning of this video. I'm going to show you a trade that is absolutely going to blow your mind. And this trade is AAVE USD. Now, for those of you that don't know what the hell this is, see, as you can see, it trades at 180 right now. I mean, it was trading as high as 300, and we've shorted it 380. What I'm saying is this thing is going to go to $5, and you cannot trade it anywhere with options besides the one place that I've recently posted the video, and I told you, look, you got to go set up the account here, and that place is called CoinCall. The link to set up your account is under the description below this video. It is a referral link. Make sure you use that link, guys, if you want to get bonuses. Our team, depending on the volume, will get bonuses. It could be deposited in your account in addition to the money you make trading. So make sure you use that link below this video, guys. Now, setting up an account at CoinCall, as you can see, you are able to trade options on stuff that you're not able to trade options on anywhere else. And the first one in line right here, look at it, AAVE, $180.51 right now. Now, by the way, I'm recording this on a weekend. You can enter this trade right fucking now. Okay, for those of you that are still, been living under a fucking rock and all you trade is, stocks and you wait till Monday morning to trade. I mean, no wonder why you're not making fucking millions in trading, because you're missing some of the easiest trades, which a lot of them has been happening in the crypto space over the weekend. A lot of shit's happening over the weekend, especially on Sundays. So, if you don't have your account set up for success, you're missing big fucking trades. But let me talk to you about this AAV. By the way, you can also trade futures here, but futures, you're never gonna make as much money trading futures as you can with trading options. So as you can see, you can pull up the option chain. You can see, all the strikes that you could be buying. Your expirations are gonna be over here. Okay, but to set up an account, guys, you click the link below the video, you go set it up. All you need is an email, no KYC. You do need a VPN. If you're in the United States or Canada, you will need a VPN. Practically in the other 200 countries around the world, you don't need a VPN, with the exception maybe a couple other ones that are just as fucked up as the United States or Canada. But for 99% of the world, you don't need a VPN to access this. You just go in and trade this. Now, notably, okay, the main reason we use CoinCall is because they have options on stuff that nobody else has. Now, there's some big companies like, Binance, depending on where you are in the world, again, you can trade options on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana with Binance, but you're not able to trade options on all these other things, okay? And never mind, some of these things, they've dropped 50 to 70%, and we were able to catch some really nice trades on some of them over the course of the last few months. But the point is, if you don't have an account set up, you need to go set it up. And the trade, I'm about to explain the trade. So let's go back to the chart of AAVE. So what does this thing do? What the hell is this? Okay. Well, people don't generally like to sell their Bitcoin. Okay. So let's pull up a slightly closer chart so you can see this. People don't like to sell their Bitcoin. So what they do is they go to this company and they say, hey, borrow me money on my Bitcoin. Okay. And so let's say somebody did that when Bitcoin was trading at 120K. Well, now the price of Bitcoin is dropping. For this company to get their money back, guess what they have to do? If Bitcoin value drops anymore, I mean, they're not going to, most of the loans, the way they're done, let's say Bitcoin is at 120K, somebody contacts this company to borrow money, they basically will lend you 50% of it. So if the value is 120, 60K. But they're not going to wait till Bitcoin price actually hits 60K to get their money back. On any sign that Bitcoin price could move sharply lower, they could be liquidating your assets that you basically used as a collateral with this company to borrow money for whatever you needed, whether it's to buy, you just didn't want to sell Bitcoin, or maybe because you didn't want for tax reasons or for whatever. Maybe you just wanted to pound your Bitcoin so you can go buy a piece of real estate or whatever. In any case, just understand the simple fact that a ton of people have done it. We're talking billions of dollars that this company used crypto collaterals to lend out money. And now that the value of these collaterals is going lower, and Bitcoin is just an example. Bitcoin is down 28% from the top. Okay, but as you can see, this chart is very synonymous to the chart in Bitcoin. I've shown you, I mean, it's practically the same, right? I mean, this is the chart of MSTR. This is the chart of Circle. This is the chart of Bitcoin itself. This is the chart of Ethereum. If we pull up chart after chart, you're going to see this pattern, right? It's, you know, bounce, drop, bounce, drop, bounce, drop, bounce, drop. It's a severe fucking bear market. I don't know how can anybody still think it's a fucking bull market. I mean, it is obvious. At this point, if you're looking at this and you're saying it's a bull market, you just, I mean, I don't know. You need some fucking help, period. But the point is, this company is going to be liquidating collateral as the market and value of the collateral on which the loans were made is dropping. And there could be a moment where, I mean, this shit could get completely out of control, because I've already named a couple of big sellers, like MSTR is going to be dumping shit. All these crypto companies that been accumulating Bitcoin at higher prices. If Bitcoin price drops to 74, they're going to be getting the fuck out. This company is going to be selling people's Bitcoin, okay, because they have to recoup their fucking money. And my take is shit could get so bad for this company that I would say it's going to collapse 99% from the current level. Again, notice that I'm not saying it cannot bounce to 190, 200. Who gives a shit, okay? Like, don't focus on temporary moves. And if you're a short seller, you always should be focusing on bounces as your entry points, not as a way to freak yourself out and say, oh my God, shit is moving higher, I should be buying calls. Fuck, that's not a goddamn strategy, and don't even get me started on this. I'll talk about it in a separate podcast. But the point is, this is probably one company that could drop by more than any other because of the conditions that I have explained in this video. Some big corporate sellers are going to be dumping, and this company is going to have no choice but to sell, and there's going to be major losses. And to recoup, like, a lot of people are going to be pissed that basically went in, used their Bitcoin or other crypto assets as a collateral, and they're going to get fucking liquidated. And it's going to get ugly. And it is 100% probability that this shit is absolutely going to happen. So, I mean, this company may not exist a year from now, okay? And sure, you can trade it with futures, but if it bounces, you can lose your position. So the best way to trade this is with options. And the only place to fucking trade this, you know, again, don't trade this trade with futures. You will get fucked out of your position. Trade it with options. You will never lose your position. Okay, it may take time. I mean, your P&L will fluctuate, but guess what? You're gonna fucking make money on this. All right. And now, you know, guys, if you really care to put together this 100x trade, then you need to get in touch with the 30 Market Moves coach. Okay. Now, first you set up your account utilizing the link below this video. Then you get in touch with the coach, and somebody here will tell you specifically which strike to get in, which expiration, okay, and also plus or minus what's the ideal entry. But if I were you, I wouldn't fucking wait the entire weekend to do this. Okay, it is Saturday morning, and guys, I mean, you should be doing this now. I mean, you should be fucking doing this shit now. You should be setting up your account lightning fast, and you should be, all you need, look, all you need, you go in, click the link below this video, sign up. All you need is an email. You put USDT in here. You can be in this position in the next 3 fucking minutes. I mean, that's how easy it is. Okay, that is how easy it is. Now, if you still don't know what USDT is and how to transfer it to your CoinCall account to place the trade, fuck it. Guys, you're a fucking dinosaur. I'm sorry. You're not going to fucking make it as a trader if you don't know basics like this. So I'm not going to spend any time talking about this. You need to go fucking learn it and figure this shit out on your own. But what I'm saying is, this thing is going to drop 95 to 99%, and it could happen in as little as next 45 days. And I gave you, you know, some good foundational reasons why this could be the easiest and the greatest short, honestly, over the next 45 days. So sure, you can short Bitcoin, you can short Ethereum, You can do a lot of different things, but you know, this stock, arguably in my view, will drop by far more than Bitcoin will drop, than Ethereum will drop, than Solana will drop. And at this point, we're just counting days when the sell-off is going to accelerate. And by no mistake, the sell-off is going to be huge and it's coming. I'm going to make the last point on this in this BTC chart again. Let's go back there. I mean, it honestly reminds me very much of the 2017 chart, because every time we get, look, each bounce, like remember, for example, in June, when it would drop to 100K, look how lightning fast, like look, it drops to 100K here. Look how lightning fast they're buying this dip. It drops there again. Look how fucking fast. Look at the size of these candles, right? I mean, they're buying it right the fuck up. Look, it drops here to 108. Look, they're buying it. It drops to 108 again. They're buying it. You know, and all of a sudden, if you look at this part of the chart, that behavior is gone. The behavior, the buy the dip behavior that we had until here, it is gone. Gone, fucking gone. And now you have, on each drop, nobody wants to buy it. And the same thing was happening in 2017 crash. You know, all of a sudden it would drop and there would be no buyers there. It's just like, you know, 1637 fucking tulips. You show up to an auction, and you think you're going to get a shitload of bidders and buyers, and all of a sudden the room is silent and nobody's bidding. Like, we are near that moment where you're going to show up thinking that you're going to sell your BTC and there's no fucking buyers. And that's why it can easily hit 35K. Now, I'm using BTC as an example, but just think in perspective. If BTC was to hit 35K in the next 45 days to potentially 120 days, like realistically, I mean, what do you think that's going to do to, you know, to the rest of the crypto market, to the altcoins, to, you know, the main bet and position has been, well, if Bitcoin's going to go lower, then, you know, some altcoins are going to go higher. And I think that's been the greatest error in everybody analyzing the crypto market, because they've referenced the last 5 years and they say, well, this is what normally happens. Well, guys, we're in a completely different market conditions right now. And unfortunately, all the bulls are still thinking that buying the dip is a good idea, even though the behavioral shift is here. It's on the chart. It is obvious to us here at 30 Market Moves that the train has left the station. Elvis have left the fucking building, okay? There are no more fucking buyers, even at these levels. And the selling is about to intensify, and it's going to end up in a major flush to 35K, where there's going to be no fucking bids, and the room is going to get silent, the music is going to stop, and there's just going to be nothing but massive fucking unstoppable selling. So I'm delivering these trades to you guys on a golden platter, because, you know, we have been bullish on gold because of the stagflation case. But as you know, your greatest trades are not necessarily going to be made on the call side. They're going to be made on the put side. So I hope anybody that listened to this lengthy message of detailed explanation of what's really happening and why the crypto market is poisoned and why the selling is about to intensify, I hope you're not just going to listen to this message, but you're actually going to do something with it. And what you need to do is you need to click the links below this video. You need to get in touch with the coach. You need to sign up for trading. And you need to finally, you know, face your fears as a trader and take your account. You know, I don't know anybody that's made over $1 million in trading with me that has never faced their trading fears and took the appropriate action at the appropriate time. Anybody that's procrastinating, they missed the good entries, they're fucked. So, I mean, right now I'm telling you, before the big fucking drop, you could still do it. But try to do it a month later when Bitcoin is at 74K or it's at 55K. Come on. You know. So don't be the guy that says, well, tomorrow's just another fucking day. Fuck you. If you think that, you need to get rid of that garbage mentality, because that's the reason why you're fucking losing. Anyways, if you're a winner, or maybe you've been a loser, but you're ready to fucking win big, you know what to do. Get your account at CoinCall, click the link below, get Get in touch with the coach and let's fucking roll.